Greetings and salutations, fellow collectors of plastic things. This is my one-shot take on Venin. This is a new series I'm going to be doing so I can hopefully produce content weekly. There'll be one-shot Wednesdays. It's like one take, but one shot. And just like you just heard, I will make mistakes. I'll do a little bit of editing to get out any nonsense. But anyway, this is to produce content even when my cat is meowing at me, to be able to provide weekly content on top of the more edited, more detailed reviews. So anyway, I want to talk about Venin here. An absolutely incredible figure from Age of the Primes. I am learning. I'm going to remove his weapon for a bit so it doesn't get in the way of the focus. But anyway, I actually left this guy sitting on the shelves plenty of times at Walmarts and Targets, even my local Target, and just never was really too interested in him to pick him up. I'm really a G1 Insecticon guy from the cartoon. You see I have a couple of legacy boys here, Kickback and Shrapnel. And the deluxe Insecticons that were never really in the cartoon, I wasn't as interested in. I actually like the black and purple sort of heavy metal look of these guys. They were awesome. They were so cool in the cartoons, kind of independent and just pure evil menaces. Anyway, the deluxe Insecticons, as you may or may not know, of course, had issues just like Jetfire did, where they couldn't really put them in the cartoons. I think they were Bandai properties, even though Hasbro bought the properties. But anyway, they didn't, for rights issues, they didn't make it into the cartoons themselves, but they were in later comics, etc. But they were certainly G1 toys. And so this is why my channel is unlocking old memories and making new ones. These sort of retro style toys are perfect for that. I do remember these toys. I didn't have these. I had all the Insecticons, the G1. I still have them. Well, they're new. I've rebought them, but I have all the G1 Insecticons. I didn't get these guys, but with Venin, I tell you, they just made the look perfect. He looks almost exactly like the G1 version of himself, which again was a toy but never in the cartoon. One of the only big differences would be this sort of orange translucent panel right here. Otherwise, he's pretty accurate. So he's definitely a G1 vibe figure. And by the way, what I meant to say about not picking him up is one day I did that thing where I went into Walmart and I did decide I didn't want to leave empty-handed, so I went ahead and picked Venin up. And when I got him home, got him out of the box, I was so impressed. I didn't realize I was going to love him this much. Started messing around with him and just really enjoy him. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy collecting more of the deluxe Insecticons over time. I believe they had him in Legacy, but perhaps we'll see more in Age of the Primes. But regardless, he fits in so nicely with the other Insecticons. I want to get the other, I want to get Bombshell from Legacy as well. But so anyway, talking about the figure itself, you can see here I have him set up kind of how I like him, but there is some leeway with this. I have the legs all kind of pointed down like this symmetrically. That's what I like, and the wings up here. Moving in closer and looking at him, I love this sort of robot insect look they did with him. This sort of armored, segmented legs and the orange and green. I mean, the vibrant colors on here are absolutely incredible. I love the orange and green and the translucent sort of different shade of orange here. It's so cool. But looking at the legs, they are quite vibrant. They're segmented, which they should be for an insect. So that's really cool. The chest and torso here have that nice exoskeleton armor carapace style protection going on, which is really cool. You have a bit of the bumps here with the way the wings work. And when we talk about posability, we'll mention those again. But anyway, the arms are pretty basic. They are just fists and arms. There's not a lot of detail on them. I almost kind of wish there would be pincers or something. But again, they stuck really close to the G1 toy, so I can't really hate on that. And the face sculpt is just too much fun. I love this sort of pumpkin-headed guy. In robot mode, he has this visor here and the eyes are on the side, which becomes something else. I mean, they could be assisting the antenna on top here, be his ears, or just some sort of tumors. I don't know. They're really kind of odd looking, but I like it. I absolutely love his face sculpt. I think it's a lot of fun. Moving around to the back, which we've already seen, he does have some hollow bits. This is a deluxe figure. The arms are kind of hollow back here and the legs as well. It doesn't bother me that much, but that is a thing if that really gets to you. But I think the back looks absolutely incredible with the legs. And you do have options with the wings back here and the legs for how you want to make that look. Because moving into posability, people have noted, and it is true, and this was the same with the G1 toy, the way the wings work, they do kind of get in the way of his arms, so you can't bring him all the way down. And looking at him, sometimes I feel kind of bad that he can't move his arms all the way down. So there are other options. You can kind of swing the wings around if you wanted to. You could bring the legs up kind of like this. And then, you know, depending on, you could actually bring the wings back this way, turn that way so you can still see the sort of better details on the front. And that gives him more posability with the arms. They can kind of stick down and that's fine. And then they stick out like that, which is fine too. That's an option. I kind of still prefer it the other way, maybe just because it has more of the G1 look. And quite frankly, if you wanted, you could bring him to the front too and give him almost kind of like a cape or something, or some cool pants. I don't know, that's an option. Again, this is a toy and it's a really fun one. But since I don't want this is made for adult collectors, this is a fucking toy and it's a fucking cool one. So anyway, get that out of the way. So again, the other thing I want to mention, the wings. I absolutely love the translucent wings that have this textured feel of the veins in the wings, which is just really cool. I love that. It's kind of like you have here with Kickback. They did in Legacy. They had this nice texture and they just do a good job with the wings. That's really cool. So I like that quite a bit. So overall, yes, this bot mode is really cool no matter how you have him configured. But now, of course, we'll go ahead and do the transformation. And to start off with that, we will take his arms, we'll kind of turn them up. And again, we'll move the wings. Like always, you just kind of want to get certain things out of the way while you're working. But we'll take the arms, we'll put the fist in just like this. And then you want them oriented like this. And then you can kind of collapse the arm on itself a bit. And the joints are kind of tight, so it can be a little tough to do that, but especially when you're trying to do it reaching around the camera, so you want to kind of find something to support you while you move that into place, because it is kind of a tight joint there, but there we go, just like that. And now his head is kind of on a double joint too and kind of extends forward, so you want to pull the head forward like that. What's interesting here, I'm not sure if you can see, is they have this kind of interesting tab slot that holds the arms into place. So you see there, it's actually locked in now. If you can, I'll zoom in on that if I can, but there's a little tab slot right there that holds them into place. So it's kind of a reverse tab, which is, I think it's interesting, it's probably not. But anyway, once you've done that, fix the arms, you actually want to move them to the middle just like that and have them in place, ready to fold down. And then now we can move to the legs, and of course you'll put the toes away. And then you want to fold these to the side just like that. And now coming around to the back, this is very important. You have these little flaps right here that don't seem to really do anything other than just get in the way when you're transforming it, and they really annoy me. So you have to watch those. So to transform, you turn the legs in like this, and they're going to collapse on themselves, but you have to make sure this bit stays out while you do that. So you want to bring them around, but if that starts to push the wrong way, it'll get you caught up on you. So you have to make sure that stays out. So same thing over here, we'll push it, but see, you want to make sure that little bit stays out. See how it kind of gets nestled in there? We don't want that. So I'll push it back out and make sure that flap stays forward. Really kind of a pain, and I'm not sure why they're there, but if you push it there first and then bring the leg in, you should be good. Then of course you can push the leg together. And just, rather than just try and push this in on the back, notice how this slots down on that. I actually kind of just like to close it down on it. That makes life a little easier there. Now the wings, we're going to kind of bring those around. Now the legs, we can straighten out. Some people pointed out these kind of line up perfectly with these spots here, which they do, but you wouldn't want to leave the legs flat, I don't think, anyway. You can splay them out kind of how you want, but you do it like this, but they do angle down, so you want to kind of bring them all down like that, and he'll stand up better that way. So yeah, they stop right there, but I kind of like to bring them all down so he stands up well. So now the head, you can see, has a couple tabs here and tab slots here and tabs there. So you just kind of bring it down, snap it into place, and then you can push his antenna underneath like that. And now you have that glorious cicada face. And by the way, as someone who's dealt with a lot of cicadas recently, when they had the 17-year, whatever it was, they took over DC a few years back, and it was an absolute nightmare. These things are disgusting, which is why I don't think the toy's that much fun. So looking underneath here, you have this little square notch right here. That's going to need to go in here in this spot. So the best way to do that is kind of lift it up and then push it in, and it'll slot right into place. And we can push the wing back like that. Same thing on the other side. You want that to slot to go into this notch here. So angle it up and push it in, and you'll have a lot less trouble, because these can be a little tough to do sometimes. And then we can put the wings down, spread everything out, and there you go. You have his amazing bug mode, his amazing cicada mode, which is just incredible. I love the eyes on this guy. I love the face. sculpt. It's such a great figure. I slept on this one and I shouldn't have. It's so much fun. The bottom is almost near perfect. You see again, you have the segmented sort of body armor here, the exoskeleton that's protecting him. The wings, you can kind of splay them out however you want. So you can have a lot of fun with those. If you want to keep, they look good just like this, but it's also kind of fun to stick them out a little bit. And yeah, he's just an absolute awesome alt mode. He's really cool. I tell you, let's talk about his weapons real quick. So he comes with, just like the OG, actually, he comes with this, make sure it doesn't focus on my hands, but focus on the gun. He comes with this green blaster right here, and he comes with this axe. And these are basically exactly what the original G1 toy came with. I'm not sure if that's focusing on that or not. So he could hold those. You can imagine what that would look like. I think I had him hold him when it first started. They can also connect to form a larger axe, which is cool. And you can have it that way or that way, I suppose, whatever works for you. And this will attach, there's a bunch of 5mm ports on him actually. So I believe we do it this way. You might be able to go in here. Well, no, I don't know. The point is it doesn't look good anyway, but you can attach it. Now I've forgotten how to do that. But anyway, I think they do it just like this. They don't keep them attached. So you can have a gun here, there, and you can have his axe over here like that. I think that tends to be the way people do that. These are one takes. So cool, I guess. I always love weapon storage because I lose accessories all the time. I'll do plenty of reviews where I'll say, sorry, I don't have the gun because I've lost it. I just do that all the time. I'm bad for that. But anyway, so I always appreciate weapon storage, but it doesn't really work for him. But absolutely love this guy. I think he's a lot of fun. Let me know if you picked up Venom, and if you really like him. I like these colorful beastie things. I grabbed Quick Strike recently too, and really just enjoyed him way more than I thought I would. I might do a one take on him at some point. But yeah, anyway. Super cool figure. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and have a great Wednesday and or whatever day you're watching this. But this is a new segment we're going to do called One Shot Wednesdays. Hope you have a wonderful day.